Thank you very much, Program Director, for those kind words and welcoming. I do wish to acknowledge the Chairman of the World Business Angels Investment Forum, Mr. Baybars Al-Tunas. We thank you very much, sir, once more on behalf of the province and our country as well for hosting us. My MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Honorable Duma, Honorable Kaunda, the Mayor of eThekwini Municipality, Your Excellency, the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture in Ghana, Dr. Ibrahim Mohamed Awal, Your Excellency, Minister of Industry, Handicraft and Trade and Technologies Research, Your Excellency Fabio Ricci, Minister of Special Counselor for President of Congo, Ms. Yvonne Idolate Mugani, Director General of Islamic World Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, Dr. Salim Al-Malik, Your Excellencies, representing various foundations, but also Your Excellency Sheikha Fayyad Al-Sabah, the Chairman of Education and Commission of Government of Pakistan, all Your Excellencies. I think you've already been mentioned here this morning. I need not to conclude all the list of the dignitaries. We wish to welcome you, all the Excellencies, the permanent secretaries, the ambassadors, the senators, global innovation leaders that are present, the co-founders of the Committee of Global Research and Intelligence Committee, the World Angels Investment Forum country directors, as well as the board members that are present, all the captains of industry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as well as the members of the media. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Sanbona. Program Director has already greeted you with Sanbona. That's one of the salutations you'll get to hear the whole time when you are here. May I take this opportunity on behalf of the province of KwaZulu-Natal and the people of this province to welcome you all in this World Business Angel Investors Conference held at this iconic Durban International Convention Center, also called Albert Luthuli Convention Center. It is a very significant site following the grueling bidding of the 2021 for the first WBAF in Durban that was hosted in this venue. And I'm grateful that I happened to be part of that picture that we took. Maybe they could give the archive of that picture that we took in 2021 as well. But we also wish to welcome you in the birthplace of the African Union, which is here in Durban, where the African Union replaced the Africa Organization of Africa Unity and hosted its first session here in the Assembly in July 2002. On 25th of November 2007, this venue also hosted the World Cup preliminaries of the African continent. And you've heard already a number of other activities and events that we've hosted in this beautiful venue here, having to be opened by Nelson Mandela himself. So it is therefore a singular pleasure and privilege to welcome you on this show in our province at a time like this, during which our reconstruction and recovery program, after devastating of the COVID-19, is regaining momentum. We also were disrupted last year by the floods in 2022 in April, but I can assure you that we are well ahead and running towards our fully recovering. Program Director, KwaZulu-Natal is a concert with a global view, held particularly by the Group 20, the G20 economies that startups have become integral to the driving innovation and growth. As we reposition the province as the smart province here in South Africa, we are acutely aware of the role that the startups, SMMEs, play in advancing technology in critical areas such as health, agriculture, energy, climate change, and climate resilience. We recognize the fact that for our economy to be resilient, we must embrace the concept of equality, striving startup in the ecosystem. It is also bodes well for our global partnership strategy that the World Business Angel Investment Conference or Forum is affiliated to the G20, a global partnership for financial inclusion. We recognize that the G20 major economies represent a massive 80% of global world product, the global world growth product, about 75% of global trade, and almost 2/3 of the world population. And this is a big market indeed. And KwaZulu-Natal and in the African continent for trade, skills transfer, exchange program, as well as investment and financing. So for us hosting this gathering here, the global investors, entrepreneurs, the venture capitalists, as well as boasting a number of accolades that many of you have come up here in supporting the financing, innovation, and the startup and SMME, we are really grateful. Today we therefore have a pleasure as this province of KwaZulu-Natal, to be hosting this historic event. Only last week, from the 14th to the 19th November, the province was also represented at the highest level of Africa in the Afrixim Bank event, where we're encouraging investments and investors between the Africa and Africa's diaspora, held in Cairo in Egypt. Not too long ago, we also were privileged to be host to most successful intra-Africa trade fair in 2021, a platform that aims at boosting the intra-Africa trade, representing one of the largest gathering of the investor community. Since 2021, through our MEC, MEC Duma, who's also the leader of government business, we have been engaging the WBAF bidding for this event to take place here. So today we are celebrating that hard work that we've had to put as a team to ensure that we have this massive conference that is held in our province. And indeed, we are so many angel investors and their representatives at this conference, and so many of you bringing the bags of cash for investors, but also not to be amiss of me to call this a match made in heaven. I must say, Program Director, one of the tasks of this democratic state as we rebuild South Africa from ashes of apartheid, from the devastation of the climatic challenges, as we seek the rise from the recent economic downturns, it is to do so while taking injunction from Madiba, and you've articulated it in this video that we've just seen, to create a society where people are born equal, with each entitled to equal measure of life, liberty, prosperity, human rights, and good governance. We have announced that the key for our economic reconstruction is to stimulate the industrial base, support the export initiative, and promote the transformation of our economy through the active participation of women, youth, those with disability, as well as our military veterans. It is to this end that our economy, like those of many other countries in the world, should reflect its human nature by not leaving anyone behind. In that sense, for our historical purposes, our economy must increasingly reflect the ability, the preparedness to absorb the majority into its work, into the entrepreneurship, into the positions of leadership, and significant ownership of those businesses. As the province, we are therefore actively supporting the plans to revitalize our ports infrastructure so as to address the many challenges that we are facing. This, as part of the KZN Logistic Hub, spearheaded by the Transnet, our National Ports Authority, seeking to expand, to refocus and streamline the functioning of our Port of Durban, as well as that one of Richards Bay. While the Port of Durban becomes international container terminal hub, the premier automotive center, which is the Richards Bay, will become the dry bulk and liquefied gas terminal. And this is how we have positioned our two ports. We are also engaging in a major modernization drive to leapfrog KwaZulu-Natal to become a smart province through the adoption of the digital technologies as we make major investments into the broadband and digital infrastructure. This is being enabled by the National Broadband Plan, which is increasing and democratizing the high-speed internet and digital services across our country. The province is very well positioned, ladies and gentlemen, in agriculture, forestry, fishing and tourism, as well as the accommodation and the financial sector as well. Our first world infrastructure and a strategic coastal location with our world-class Dubai Trade Port and the King Shaka International Airport servicing the international trade and travel. In August this year, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, an intergovernmental organization within the United Nations that promotes world trade, in August this year reported that if properly supported, small business could have a major transformative power which can be used to implement the Sustainable Development Goals. That is why for us the medium, small and micro enterprises and entrepreneurship in South Africa cannot be understated due to their potential in addressing the societal challenges, contributing to innovation, the energy transition, as well as the higher employment figures. As a result, the government action directly and indirectly to the United Nations Trade Report notes that in 2013 to 2019, the formal business sector increased its turnover by 50%, representing an average of the annual growth of 7%. The report also noted that in 2021, there was more than 700 tech startups in the country, with Kenya and Egypt respectively second and third. With regards to the tech startup especially, we see this in KwaZulu-Natal as a major growth area that would like to harness, that would like to call on major other investors to come and explore businesses with our business partners. Recognizing that the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement as a driver of economic integration of Africa's industrialization that has got access to 1.3 billion people across the 55 countries. And as the province, we have adopted the KZN Africa Export Strategy to take advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area so that we make sure that our businesses, but those businesses as well, that chose to be stationed in our province as their capital, because as my MECs and my mayor has said, we build ourselves as a gateway to the African continent, and we are strategically therefore located with our two ports to ensure that we play that role of being a gateway to the rest of Africa. May I again thank you very much, Program Director, as well as the Chairman, for your presence and attendance, and all of you, ladies and gentlemen, who took time from your busy schedule to attend this very beautiful conference that is being held here in KwaZulu-Natal. We consider the angel investor community not only as business people seeking to make profit, but we believe that we can partner as we develop our beautiful province into a glittering example of collaboration to mutual benefit to all of its people. And as we stated in our mission, that KwaZulu-Natal is your partner, is your equal, committed to working with you as you collaborate globally to empower the world economic development by creating innovative financial instruments for innovators, startups, as well as the SMMEs. And once more, welcome and thank you very much, and we wish you everything of the best during your deliberation. Thank you.